Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. So my previous subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video in particular, it's going to be a subscriber live political tarot card reading. I don't really know what the concept or everything that we're going to be talking about in today's video quite yet, but you're probably going to know based off the title of today's video. But you will be talking about other things as well, so go ahead and jump to the description and the comment section and check out the timestamps. You guys can go to the corresponding parts of this video later down if you're not here during the live. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed your Super Bowl. I unfortunately did not watch it, but I did watch Independence Day instead. But anyway, this video is being recorded on Sunday, February the 8th at 9:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do want to say hello to Paula, Nathan, and Denon. Thank you for joining me live here. I do want to take a quick note and just write down some of the things that just came to me as I was coming live. I did hear from Spirit just as I was turning on to talk about a whistleblower. So I'm assuming that there is a whistleblower that's going to come forward. So I'm just writing this down now just so I don't forget it. And then also I'm getting like, you remember in that other video, I think it was like the two previous live before, I talked about how there was something that was going to be released prior to, it was during my Hillary and Bill testimony, that the video that I posted not too long ago. In that video, I talked about something being released prior, and it's going to shake up the dynamic as we get closer to February 20th. We're going to have a whistleblower report, and then also something's going to come out, like a scandal or like some sort of information. So I really don't know what the context of that is, but we're going to talk about it. So I'm just going to say unknown, like, event, I guess is the word that I was put. I don't know. All right. That's what I'm getting. I want to say hello to Kathleen, Arlene as well. Thank you too. Thank you all for joining me. All right, so if you want to help with the channel, where you can do so by liking, commenting, subscribing, and hit the bell icon, engage with the content, sharing this video with others, really help boost the algorithm here on this YouTube channel. And if you want to stay in the loop and be notified when I do post and upload, go into the comments or the description, follow my Blue Sky account and my Facebook group, and I will personally notify you when I do post and upload. And just a quick reminder for all of you guys, this video is just for entertainment and educational purposes only as well. All right, also I kind of want to, I'm just getting another hit as well. I think I want to talk about the economy today and the stock market. I'm getting that's something that's important. So we're going to talk about that. And then whatever else you guys want to talk about that is related to anything. I'm open. All right, so let's start. I hate long intros, and so do you. Okay, let's talk about the whistleblower. Should we talk about whistleblower? No, they're telling me look at the broader environment, and then we'll talk about the whistleblower next. So let's do that. So let's take a look about what Spirit wants us to know on a broader level. Now, these cards actually came from the Hillary and Clinton video, and I haven't had a chance to actually sit down and put them away. So I figured I'd do it right now. So how are you guys doing? Hope you are well. All right, so Spirit Angels, tell me, give me the context of what you want me to talk about in today's video, or what you want me to tell my subscribers. Okay, so there is challenges in the past. Hello, Arlene. You said others just said Epstein is alive. Yeah, we did a video on that not too long ago. I think it was the one right before the rock figure video. That is where I talked about Epstein being alive. So, yeah, I agree with that. Hello, Debbie. How are you? So this is like telling me something about the past is going to come. Let's see. Let's see if we can get more context here. What's going on? Let's see if I can push you guys back a little. Give me the context, Spirit. Give me the context. What do you want me to tell my subscribers? All right, so there's something coming in the future. It's starting to make a head stream. All right, so that means a big event is coming. Let's see. We're going to use my homemade tarot deck. I'm well. How are you? I'm a little exhausted, not going to lie. I have something called light tension. So it's like the eyeballs hurt a little bit. I was struggling to stay awake earlier. But I am alive and well here. All right, so Spirits and Angels, tell me about the things you want me to tell my subscribers today. What are the main topics and things you want me to talk about? Or just we want them to know? Good. I'm glad you're feeling good, Dennis. All right, you ready? Any final words? They're telling me that's it. Okay, let's see. We have here the bottom of the deck is telling me to stop. That means that I don't need to pull any more cards, which is nice. The top of the deck is the key. So they're telling me there's something about this information that we're going to be talking about in this specific video. It's going to be very informative. It's going to be very, very lucrative. It's the word I'm hearing, lucrative. I don't really know what lucrative means in this full entirety, but I'm hearing the word lucrative, and I assume that it's very important, or most important. And this is what a question that we're asking: what are the things that you guys need to know? And it seems to be an event that's happening. Now, in the past here, they're all kind of like pointing in this direction. Now, if you've been with me on this channel for a while, you'll be very familiarized with this section being the past and this section being the future. And since that is in the forefront here, these cards are facing the past, but they're about to go to the center, which means that we're about to experience whatever's coming, and we're about roughly 43% there. Now we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands means an oath. An oath, okay? An oath. Okay, I'm hearing an oath to murder. So there is an order to kill someone or kill something. Okay, an oath to kill. Okay, and then there's fingers being pointed at somebody. And you kind of see the blood spill in the center of the table, so pointing fingers at everybody. So there's a lack of loyalty. Okay. We have the Lovers card. So this has to do with a relationship. So this is going to come about, somebody's going to pass away, or something's going to come to an end where there is an oath to hurt something or someone or a group of people. There's going to be fingers being pointed at who is the one who decided this. And then here it's going to be an ally. So it's going to be someone within the same framework who did this, if that makes any sense. So it basically means it's not going to be an external factor where an opposition is going to go in and hurt somebody. That's what it means. And you have here, you said lucrative, right? So bringing much money. So it's probably money related. So maybe like a hitman possibly. That will make a lot of sense here. We have prudence. And prudence means national intelligence. So there's something here with the National Intelligence Agency that is reversed. So it means that it's not doing what it's supposed to. It is operating as a hit network, is what I'm getting. And here you have the Tower card, which is the Twin Towers. So there isn't a major event that is coming, and it has to do with an event. And notice more it's the 16th, and that is around the eclipse of February. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen in February, but it does feel rather important, if you make any sense. But remember, we're talking about in this video when I first opened up that there was going to be something that comes out prior to the testimony of Bill and Hillary. Now, when I was reading that specific testimony and reading for them, it didn't feel like an actual attack. It felt more of like a revelation of an attack in the past, or someone is connected to something and it's brought up during the testimony. So something that we're not aware of now gets brought up publicly. And here, I'm also hearing the word with the Constitution and fire, it's the framework. So something that challenges the current structure of the way things currently work. Now we have here, kind of like already coming towards the end, this is Pisces. This means salmon's going upstream. So I don't know if you guys know this about salmon, but essentially salmon, the fish, as they head upstream, that means that they're at the end of their life. They are at the end and they're ready to start the next spawn, which is the next generation of salmons. They spawn in freshwater, while the fish that's heading down is starting their new life. They grew up, they were protected in the freshwater, now they're heading into saltwater, where they're going to live the rest of their life until it's time to continue the cycle once again. So the fact that this card was up like this tells me that that is coming towards the end. So what does that mean? It means that the fish is already be completed. So it means that something has been enacted, something has been spawned, and it's ready to go into the ocean. I don't know if that is literal or if that means that is metaphorical, that something is ready to start. Like they have all the pieces in the right places at the right time to orchestrate whatever it is that's coming. Ghislaine is going to plead the fifth on her hearing tomorrow. Actually, I do have a reading on Ghislaine Maxwell when she does get testimony. I do have a feeling she's going to be killed. I think I said that back in July, but yeah. Okay, so when we start to ask for a little bit more additional information, we get in Morse code. There's code here. So there's a code. So it means that this has to be clearance information. So it's code for clearance. So it means that this is confidential information. Whatever is coming out, it's going to be confidential that gets leaked. We have the devil card, which means to reveal. It means bad intention. I think that is probably why this is playing out the way it did. Something is coming out around that point. And you know, it's interesting because it's kind of like giving me the energy. I'm feeling like it's outdated. Like it's not really something that's in the moment. It feels like something that happened in the past. And it's like around 2000, 1990s, early 2000s. That is when this time frame is, when this information is taking place. But then we hear it in 2026. That's what it feels. And here is the surrender. The surrender. So the information is released. We surrender. We are no longer able to contain information. We're no longer able to hold the information confidential, right? What is the bottom of this deck? We have here high risk. So you're taking all your chips and your coins and you're putting them all in one thing, hoping that the risk pays off. Now you could lose everything, but if you're confident enough, there is reward here. And so it does feel like whatever is taking place around this February or wherever this event is talking about, somebody's putting all the eggs in the basket, hoping it works in their favor, even though it's a high risk. The top of the deck is we have the King of Swords. I'm hearing the word Nazi, so I feel this is something that is happening in the U.S. for a very long time, but it's only going to come out now. So let me see if I can break that down for you. So essentially what it's saying is the oath, someone takes an oath or a sworn oath or loyalty essentially to basically to exterminate somebody, to get rid of something or someone. Here people are pointing fingers, like who's the one who really did it. Here is the Lover's card, which means that this is somebody within the same network who murdered somebody within the same network. So it's supposed to be like framing somebody within the same, but accusing the opponent of doing so. Here you have Pluto, which means it's dark intelligent, which means that their job in terms of protecting people is reversed. This means that there is some sort of problems here. And it's followed by the Tower card, which means that big changes are underway. Big changes are underway in attack, if you will. And we follow it with the Pisces. With the Pisces card, just mean something is headed into water, something that spawned a very long time ago, had now reached adulthood, is now ready to live the rest of their lives in the ocean until the cycle repeats again. So something is coming. Something that has been brewing, something that has been seeded, is now coming forward. And then we have here confidential information that is reversed, something that is written in Morse code, so to speak. The devil has bad intentions, so whatever the coding was bad intention. They were trying to hide it, but because of the nation that we're in, which is Leo, and the what's it called, Aries and Uranus in Aries at 0 degrees, it's going to signify a surrender of confidential information. So it means that something gets revealed about a path, an attack in the past that's going to come out. All right, that's what I'm getting. All right, so let's talk about the whistleblower. I hope that makes a lot of sense to you guys. I had a feeling that I actually confused you guys more than it actually helped. But let me know in the live chat if it makes any sense at all. All right, I'm going to take some water. Okay, so we're going to talk about the whistleblower. Let's talk about the whistleblower. What do we use for the whistleblower? Okay, so tell me just to use the card I have. All right, so Spirit Angels, tell me about the whistleblower. What do we need to know about this whistleblower? Now, if you guys are just hopping in or you've been with me for a while, I had no idea who this whistleblower is. I just heard the word whistleblower, which means something's coming out, something's going to be exposed. I wonder if that is being tied to what I talked about previously, but I had no idea yet. All right, so Spirit Angel, tell me about this supposed whistleblower that's coming out prior to Bill and Hillary's testimony. Tell me about this whistleblower report that's coming out. I don't know if anything even is going to come out, but I'm getting the word whistleblower, so something's coming. Oh, yeah, something's coming. Okay. The bottom of the deck is the Three of Swords reverse. Okay. The three swords reversed, followed by the Hierophant. So this is not a betrayal of the government. So the government is not going to betray itself. So it doesn't feel like it's related in any capacity to the file. It feels like it's related to something else. Because it's not the government. Like, it's not like the government is shooting itself in the foot. That's what it feels like. It feels like it's not another release in this month. It feels like something else. Because on the top of the deck here, we have the Three of Pentacles. Something else is going to be coming forward. But it's not coming from the government. Something else is coming forward, and it's not from the U.S. government. It could be from another government. It could be anything like that. And here, the next card is the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords means something that was shunned out. Like somebody who was supposed to be brave and coming forward is reversed. It tells me something was shut out. So something coming forward with this whistleblower. And it's something that's never been recorded by the U.S. government. So something is coming with the whistleblower that hasn't been recorded. Okay. It's starting to feel like it's kind of like connected. I don't know how, but it feels connected. Because the card that comes in for the whistleblower, we have the Hermit. And the Hermit means we're showing a light in the darkness, showing what's hidden, but we're exposing that. That's what the Hermit card is feeling like. And the left card here, we have the Moon. And the Moon means the howl. And the Moon normally means the hidden exposure. But remember, the two dogs right here are howling and howling at the Moon. Eventually, over time, someone's going to wake up. Someone's going to wake up, no matter what time of the day. And essentially, it's saying that more information is going to be drawn to what's hidden. And nothing can stay hidden forever. And underneath the Hermit card, which means the exposure to whatever's happening in the darkness, we have the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is reversed. It means it cannot be contained. It cannot be restricted anymore. So yeah, I do feel like there is information. It does feel like a whistleblower is going to step forward about something. And here it is in the future is the Six of Wands. Victory. Now, I'm not sure if this means victory for the whistleblower, but one can assume, based off the cards already, it looks like it's in favor of the whistleblower. It looks like it favors them. So whatever this whistleblower is for a specific benefit. Now, when we start to look at all the cards that I placed down, the first card that comes in is the Six of Cups reversed. Now, if you've been with me for a while, you'll be familiar with the fact that when this card is reversed, it indicates the future. It means it indicates something in the future is going to come out about a whistleblower report. And here it is, it's related to a Five of Pentacles. I do feel like whatever this whistleblower comes out, whatever it's related to, it's going to start the process of people leaving the White House. So people are going to be exiting the White House, the federal government, and a mass exodus overall. This could also just simply mean that Donald Trump is just firing more people, which if you read on the news right now, that seems to be where we're heading. But it feels like this is more of like not constantly being chosen to be fired. It feels more of like people are resigning. It's what it feels like. They're handing their letter. Like this is on their term, not being forced. So I'm going to say, if anything, it doesn't feel like that. But I want to be upfront and transparent as possible. We have the Lovers card, and the Lovers card does indicate that there is a relationship or a connection here. So it is going to make a lot more sense about the way things are. So it's going to connect people. It's going to make connections. Whether it's wanted to be or not, the whistleblower is whatever report it's going to come out with, it's going to start making people like, huh, there's a connection here. Something that wasn't seen before. And the last card that comes in is the Two of Cups. There is a discontent and disconnect between the American people and the voters around the world. And when I say voters around the world, I'm talking about like the fact that democracies in particular are going to start disassociating themselves with the government of their own institutions. So it does feel like that is where we're heading. The Two of Cups just means that the people aren't in favor of the government. They aren't siding with the government. There is a ploy here that's being used, and it's not effective anymore. It's not working. The tactic is not working. And the people are going to resist that. They're going to deny that. They're not going to agree with it. That is what the Two of Cups is telling me. It's telling me that whatever's coming out is going to connect things a lot more closer, and it's going to expose people, and it's going to force some people to resign from federal government, from all agencies in the U.S. And it doesn't feel like it's being forced to happen. It feels like it's like somebody like taking a stance, if you will, or they're afraid that they're going to be penalized or they're going to go down with the ship. So they're basically what is saying is jumping ship is what I want to say. Could that be 9/11? It's very well possible, Dennis. Very well possible to be literal. For Arlene, she says she thinks it could be Sasha Riley. Desmond wants to know, to be honest with you, Chris, I'm scared what's going on in the United States. How are you coping with this situation? I'm pretty fine. Like, yeah, I said in the past that I'm a little bit worried. But I knew this for years. I've been preparing mentally for like a couple not even a couple decades. I'm not that old, but for about like majority of my life, I've been preparing for this very moment. So I'm actually not like terrified. I was already aware of the situation. Like if you go and watch some of my videos from early 2020, I talk about this very specific moment. So I was very lucrative. Not lucrative, but I was very much aware and lucid about our current situation and dynamic of where we are. So it doesn't affect me as much, but for other people, it's going to affect them more because they never mentally prepare for this. Ironically, as I'm talking about that, I'm talking about the tarot card right on the bottom deck. So there's that. Mass resignation, the sooner the better. It could also just be a mass resignation of like people just giving up. Like, you know, one of my jobs recently just actually fired half their crew. So the economy is not doing well. I can tell you that now. Could it be a Musk? Could it be Musk as whistleblower about the election now? Musk is not going to whistleblow the election. But I could take a look at it for you, but I don't think that's likely. I did get the word Tulsi Gabbard, so we talk about her right after Musk. So Spirit Angel, tell me about Elon Musk. Lauren, how do you say your name? I'm sorry, I feel like I'm not saying your name right, but she wants to know, could Elon Musk be the whistleblower, and could he possibly reveal openly that he was involved in election rigging or interference? No. 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 Definitely no. Okay, so the first card that comes is the strength. This is his power. This is his influence. You know, this is Trump, and this is him. Calm down, buddy. You're mine. That's what it's feeling like. The middle card here at the page of wands, him looking at somebody who can make influence and power whatever actually having to be elected to office. And here you have the moon card, which means hidden prospect, hidden intention, hidden gold. This also means to hide. I don't think this is going to come out for a little while, so no. The bottom of that clarifies everything as well. Underneath the strength card, we have the Four of Wands reversed. We have here, he had the power, not the election, not the people who vote in the election. So this is the Four of Wands reversed. It means that he had power over the election, not the people. Underneath the page of Wands, right, he's looking at this prospect and saying, ooh, I can really like manipulate it. I can be the one who can create influence and power without having the people elect me. Well, it's followed by the Three of Wands, which means overseeing the election night, overseeing the election results. So he already knew the result way in advance, about 2 to 3 weeks prior to the election. This is the Three of Wands here. So he was pretty much aware of the situation. But you're asking whether or not he's going to be a whistleblower and reveal that. The moon card said no, the moon is hidden. And you have here the Seven of Cups. There is no way in any capacity that if Elon Musk was to be the whistleblower about the thing that he did would ever turn out good for him. So no, I don't see him revealing and basically exposing him on stealth. So no. All right, so let's talk about Tulsi Gabbard. I did see a picture of her as I was talking about the whistleblower. So let's just go ahead. Let's take a look about Tulsi Gabbard. All right, so Spirit Angel, tell me, why did I see Tulsi Gabbard as you were telling me about the whistleblower? I'm hearing the word watch. Watch Tulsi Gabbard. She's going to be handed a position. She's going to be getting a promotion, or she's going to be changing roles soon, is what it feels like. Okay. Tulsi Gabbard. I forgot what she does. I just know she does something with intelligence. Maybe intelligence agency? I don't know. I'm hearing a promotion, like she's changing roles. Okay. Spirit Angel, tell me about Tulsi Gabbard. Okay. Okay. I think earlier in the video, you know how I talked about all this information? I wonder if it's related to Tulsi Gabbard. Because we have the Pisces card here. The Pisces card comes up. Was that the first thing I read on, or was this the whistleblower card? Just let me know, because I actually don't remember. We have here, when you talk about Tulsi Gabbard, we have the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups is rather interesting. Why? Because the Four of Cups means that she's going to be promoted, and that's the word I'm getting. But there's a retraction here. I'm hearing the word retraction, like she is given a higher up level, but then it's retracted. I don't know what that word means, because it definitely doesn't mean to take away, but it doesn't mean to see a higher position. So what could that mean? Maybe it could mean that maybe her promotion, the way Spirit is telling me, that because she's not going higher, she's not going below, she's kind of staying where she is, but maybe her role changes, her purpose changes. That could be what that means. We have here underneath the Four of Cups, we have the Five of Cups reversed. So no, she's not getting like the motion, she's not leaving. But it does feel like a role change, like her purpose shifts. And here you have it, the challenge to her role, her seat, is the Four of Pentacles, money. Money. Now we did get the word promotion, or like going above where you are now. So it's interesting that's playing a role here. Interesting. So money, but refusing money. But she's changing roles. So maybe there's influence in her role, but that's happening in the future. The first card that comes in here when it's a little separated, it's the Three of Wands here. The Three of Wands means overseeing and destruction. I wonder what Tulsi Gabbard is in charge of. I want to know what she does. I have no idea what Tulsi Gabbard does. I'm looking it up now because I have no idea. What does Tulsi Gabbard do? Okay, she is the Director of National Intelligence, DNI. Okay, so she is national intelligence. That's interesting. So this means I'm hearing the word database, maybe. Maybe she's overlooking database and intelligence. With the card that comes in, this is domestic. Yeah, this is domestic. So this is the Two of Wands reverse. And when you guys have been with me for a while, you'll know that these two cards, when this card is up, this means international, meaning beyond the domain of the country that we're talking about. This is reverse. This means domestic, so domestic intelligence. Maybe they're looking at people. Maybe they're looking at information about people. Maybe they're looking at spyware, surveillance tech, possibly. We have Pisces in reverse. And the Pisces, again, means something that's been planned is now coming to shore. Something is now coming into the ocean. It is now going to be in full effect. Something that was a baby is now ready to take its full form. So I think I understand now exactly what Tulsi Gabbard is and what the cards meant earlier when it talked about her promotion. This could possibly mean not a promotion in the sense that she's rising above her level, but now she's stepping into what she's really supposed to do, because now that she's fully trained on whatever it is that she's supposed to be doing, she's not going to step in 100%. Thank you, Dennis. She's the Director of National Intelligence. So she is going to be doing something. Here is the Seven of Coins reverse. And here is Tips reverse. She's not working and getting information intelligence. She's working the opposite. She's doing the opposite. And we have here, something is coming to shore into the ocean. Something is coming in full swing about Tulsi Gabbard. Something coming in full swing about Tulsi Gabbard. What's the bottom deck? The bottom deck, we have the Devil card. The Devil card is reversed. This means to be free, to no longer be contained, to no longer be restrained. I feel like Tulsi Gabbard is going to be given a go-ahead or higher power or more control of something. This is what the Devil card is reversed. And the top of the deck, well, we had this card. We had the Strength card. It's reversed. So she's not going to be able to withstand the oppression, but she is going to be the one being the oppressor, not the one standing up to the oppression. She is the oppressor. So I have a feeling that she's going to become very controlling very soon. Okay. That seems to make a lot more sense. This seems to be in line with what I've been getting. What I find more interesting too is if you guys want to go ahead and watch my other Tulsi Gabbard video from like 2021 and 2022 where I warn about the people we have warned people about Tulsi Gabbard, about her being an asset and a spy. You can check those videos out in the comments and in the description below if you want to go ahead. All right, so let's see. If you guys have any questions, by all means, I am now officially ready to take your questions. But in the meantime, we already talked about the whistleblower. We already talked about Tulsi Gabbard. We talked about Elon Musk. We talked about the whatever Spirit wanted us to talk about earlier, which starts to all make sense. It's all connected. We're going to talk about an unknown event. That's what it's telling me. I have it written here, an unknown event. So let's talk about whatever this unknown event is. I have really no idea. Okay, how do we do this, Spirit? This one? Okay, so we're going to use my homemade tarot deck. And I'm going to shuffle it. I'm getting a different method than what we normally do. So we're not going to shuffle it and let the cards come out. I want you guys to give me a color. Purple, blue, red, orange, yellow. I don't know, the white, I don't know, lavender, brown. Just name a color. If the color's in here, I'm going to grab it. We're just going to let you guys pick the cards. That's what I'm being told. I'm being told that there's an unknown event, and we all have the answers together. So give me colors. Give me 3 colors per person in the live chat. Go ahead. Debbie said green. Let's see, green. 1. All right. Pinky said pink. Just pink. Okay. All right. We're waiting on more colors. Go ahead. Pinky and Debbie, go ahead with some more colors. You have 2 more colors to pick from both of you. All right. Arlene said purple. Okay. I'm getting blue. Okay. Pinky says brown. Is there any brown here? I know there's a brown. I just don't know where the brown is. Okay, you know what? We'll do this. This is brown. Okay, you said orange. Pinky said orange. That's the orange. Okay. All right. We have here, Debbie says white. I don't know if I have white, so I'm going to find something with the most white in it. Let's go with that. You know what? We'll use that. Just looks white. Kind of. Coffee color, Dennis. Actually, this has more white. Let's use this. Coffee. Let's see. Where is the coffee color? I don't even see a coffee color here. I know how. Oh, there it is. Got it. All right. I think that's enough. Right, Spirit? Okay. Now they're telling me to use my index cards. Guys, give me a color. Pink, blue, dark blue, yellow, or white. And if you are new here, white means minor arcana. Color means major arcana. It just means more important. Okay. I'm getting yellow, so we're going to take the first yellow card. This is going to be the environment. What do we need to focus on here? Okay. Alright, so dark blue for Debbie. Let's see. I'm like speedballing this, so you guys can actually see the cards. Okay. Arlene says yellow. I'm getting for Arlene. I'm being told I went past it. Is it this one? One before that, so it's this one. Okay. Anybody else? You have 30 seconds. Do you have any other colors? Hello, Taurus. How are you, my love? Do you have a color you want me to pick? You have pink, blue, dark blue, or yellow, or white. This is a reading for an unknown event, and I think the reason why we're doing this, and why Spirit's having me doing it this way, is because it's going to affect a lot of people. And you guys all being here, picking out these cards with me together, means that, what to call it? It's going to be very effective. All right, so Taurus says white. Okay, they're telling me this one. I'm trying not to look at it because I don't want to. I want to be surprised. I have really no idea what cards are being picked. All right. And then we have the last one, which is Pinky. She says gold. Okay, good. And this one's for Pinky. All right. Let's do this. Let's see what cards are saying. Okay. Okay, the first card is we have the environment. Reverse is winner. So we have a loser. We have a defeat of some type. Okay. We have here shift or shifted. This means, I feel like this is an election. This is telling me about an election. That's something that's shifted. I don't know if this is about the past. Oh, Dennis, we don't have orange. It's telling me like something in the past is being shifted, but now, it's happening now. Something shifting from the past is happening now. It could be an election. I don't know. Here we have it, the clock strikes 12. It hasn't been completed. The cycle hasn't completed yet. So it means that the clock isn't over. It means it's still in motion. We have 2 years. 2 years. Where are we right now? In 2016. This puts us exactly 2028. Oh, that is the presidential year. Also, this is telling us about the future. And we have here great shaking in reverse. So this is not going to be surprising. So whatever the result is in 2028, it's not going to come as a shock to people. It's going to be expected. I don't know why, but people expected whatever this result and outcome is. But this is going to take place after a national event, disaster event. Or it's going to lead to a national disaster. Okay. Interesting. So this is an election in 2028. This is what he's talking about. So a future event, an unknown event. That's the question we're asking, the unknown event. And we have the winner in reverse. A defeat. Okay, that's interesting. All right, so let's take a look. The first card that comes in is we have swing states. Decide. We have the Rust Belt. The Rust Belt. Now, this is the manufacturing industry, and the fact that it's green tells us it has to do with money. So something is about money. Money and jobs. Okay. We have here, this card is reversed. Whenever a card is reversed, it means to read the other side. Well, in this instance, we have witch trial, we have Salem, false accusation, bias court trial, execution, death penalty, black or white magic. Interesting. Interesting, okay. So maybe we're sort of figuring out what's going on here. We have here ideology. So it's going to become more solidified by the next election. So that would explain why people aren't surprised. It's almost like they knew. So whatever America chooses, America won't be surprised because America already knows what it is at its core. So we're going to be done with our identity. We're going to know what our identity is in the next 2 years. We have here, so we have animal abuse, we have food industry, we have GMOs and other chemicals and quality and length of life. This is the food industry. This is talking about like what you consume. It's talking about consumption. Consumption. So whatever the America consumes, whatever America feels as normal is what our reality becomes because we have here a Republican president. We have a Republican president and it's under consumption or something. So we're already aware of something. We're already aware of where we are as an ideology in 2 years. So we're going to have a Republican president still in office by 2028. Not saying one is going to be elected, but we're still going to have a Republican. So if anybody tells you, oh, a Democrat could possibly go into the White House, it doesn't look likely. It looks like a Republican is still going to be in office by 2028. Underneath the swing state deciding why we thought it was possibly related to an election is we have the electoral college margin, right? So this is telling me here 269 to 298 electoral votes, 199 to 212 House seats, and 52 to 48 Senate. This is the election. And ironically, what's behind it is the witch trial again. But it's reversed this time. This is the election. So it feels like there's going to be some persecution as we start to head into the next cycle. And underneath this witch trials here, we have the music industry. This is entertainment. So this is a little bit bizarre because it does tell me that there's going to be something that's in the movies come to life. So whatever that was fictional come to life. And now here's the thing, I think a lot of people oftentimes forget this, is that movies more than not are windows into realities and parallel universes where that actually outcome is happening. We're just looking at a window. That's all that it is. And I can prove this because it's in my psychic channeling. I can prove it's in my psychic channeling. I think it's not in this one. I believe it's in my universal education book. I call it The Universe. Let's see, I think it's in this one. No, I lied. This is about death. Never mind. It's in probably... It's gotta be in this one, because this one makes the most sense that it would be in. This is more my prediction, my visions, and stuff like that. Let's see. It's gotta be the last one right here. Yes, this is the one. Alright, so this was recorded last year, actually. March 11, 2025. Started channel at 1:14 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's called The Great Beginning. And I'm just going to read it to you, and then just so you can see it. It says, the world you seek is that of no more. A new world, a new reality is upon us all. You shall begin your journey here. And then as you start to read down a line, here it says, blah, 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 blah. Okay. See, it's literally listed right here. You can pause the video if you want to, like, read this. Okay. So it says here, movies are and will always be a glimpse into the otherworldly dimension, but that of which you see is reality, just not here. The more real a reality is, or more real a movie is, the closer that reality or timeline is to ours. So dream wisely. So it's basically just saying that whatever TV show or movies you watch, whatever feels the most real, is the one that's closest to us. And that means that if it's closest to us, that means it can happen here. Okay. And so underneath the American ideology, the identity, is we have Democrats win but lose the popular vote. So, you know, this is the card that came up for Harris back in 2024 when we talk about her, where it said that she wins but loses. And at first I couldn't understand. I thought maybe it had to do with her popular vote. But no, it's actually talking about the retrospect that there could be fraud, that there could be it's stolen from her. That she won, but she loses anyway because it's taken. Now, let's put all this information together and let's try to figure this out. Let's try to break this down, if you will. So we have here, we have shifted, what's falls on top of the election, which means electoral college margin, means that the election, the electorate, which means the voters are shifting in a certain capacity, shifting a certain trend. On top of the music industry and winning, we have here the clock strikes 12. It means that this shift has been completed, which means that, just say hypothetically, that the Republicans won in 2024, it might shift to the Democrats a little bit, but it's going to start shifting once again back to the Republicans again. So the trends that may be are going to only be temporary pause, but it's still going to be trending toward that direction anyway. So best explanation I can use is look at the Rust Belt in early 2000 and 2004 under George Bush when he ran for president. Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania were extremely close in that contest. Fast forward to Obama in 2008 and 2012, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan were very not close. They were likely safe. They were expected to be won by the Democrats. Fast forward to 2016, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania repeated the trend consistently that was more consistent with 2000 and 2004, meaning that the Obama, when he ran for president, was an anomaly. This is just simply saying that there's going to be an anomaly that occurs where the trend that may be is going to be temporary and it's going to swing right back to the trend of where they were going prior to this pause, if that makes any sense. Now, understanding all of this, and it goes on top of the swing state, that's what it's indicating. It's indicating that there is some trend that's being paused temporarily, but it's not something that's going to be rooted permanently. So if you're hoping that, like, you know, some of the things that they're doing outwardly, you know, by the Republican Party and that's going to tarnish them, I don't believe it. I don't believe it one bit, because it doesn't say in any capacity that the Republicans are going to be completely disintegrated. The trends are still there, and it makes a lot of sense because when you look at my second channel in here, it talks about 2026 being a year where radical ideas and extremism still remain, regardless of how it happened, how things are in the future. Let me show you that. Let's see. Is it this one? I believe it's this one, actually. This one was my second channel in. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, okay. So this one was on December the 9th, 2025, because she is listed on the top right corner. And it channeled at 9:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's called When It's About to Start. This was my prediction for this year. It says here, when it's about to start, a new world is upon us in 2026. Brace for even more fast-paced change. 2025 was the year of transition, but this new year is the year of transformation. This is the year of action, not the year of setup. Many things will speed up more. Make sure your seeds are well planted. What you sow is what you will grow. You will need this seed over the next course of this decade. And as you start to make your way down here, it said, new radicalization will remain, which means new extremist ideology, thoughts and processes and like that will remain. What's to come of it may determine humanity's next direction. The midterm will be fought with bears and dragons. A rabbit will win. A surprise, if you will. We'll talk about that in another video another time. Trump will go to the hospital, but will come out okay. He is not dying yet. That is in the book. Right, so that's why it's coming in. And that's why I'm saying here that the Republicans are not over yet. So if you're hoping the Republicans will be gone after Trump, that's not true. And underneath the risk card here, which is the witch trials and the persecution and the killing of innocent people, and the music industry is alluding to the fact that, it could happen here, right? So, like, for example, let me just explain in a better way. So, the Holocaust, gladiators, the Hunger Games, the Purge, all those things happened, right? But the Purge and the Hunger Games did not. But did you know the Hunger Games and the Purge is based off of real human events? It's inspired by real human events, which means that it can happen here. So, what is the witch trials and the music industry doing? The industry is simply saying here that something that's coming in from the TV is going to become a reality. This is what the witch trials mean. It means persecution, hurting innocent people, false accusation, execution or death penalty. So that is what we're going to be known for, and with the current events that's happening up until 2028. So if you're wondering what is going to be taking place over the next 2 to 3 years, you're going to be seeing mass amount of people being persecuted and killed. Here you have is America's ideology, which is America's identity will be finalized by 2 years' time. We will know who we are as a core. Underneath that, it corresponds with the Democrats winning but losing. It means that the election is no longer to be trusted. This is, again, a video just for entertainment, educational purposes only as well. This means the clock strikes 12. Why is that important? Why is the clock strike 12? It means the cycle hasn't completed. The cycle hasn't ended just yet. Now, this could very well mean that this is where we are now. And this kind of seems like the path that we're on. So, these cards here, when we start to look at it, it's just simply telling us this is the time frame that we're in now. So from 2026 all the way to the end of 2028 into 2029, this is our life. It's the next couple of years. But if we head into 2029 with a new person, new president, new leader, it's going to be something else entirely. So this is our life up until this point. And these are major events that's happening. And that makes sense why Democrats win but lose. It's very possible the ideology is going to be more solidified within the next 2 years, because the next 2 years is going to be the midterm. The midterms in 2026 is going to decide who is in the House of Representatives and who is in the Senate for the next 2 years into 2029. It's going to affect America's identity. And that could also explain that Democrats win but lose. The Democrats really, really need to up their game in terms of attack. Underneath the consumption, Americans consuming things, the quality of life is definitely going to be lower, but it's going to be within 2 years. So it does tell me here that all this power that the presidency is being used right now is temporary. It doesn't look like it can hold on long term, Because as they consumed and consumed and consumed, the length of life decreases. Look at this. The quality and length of life decreases to only just 2 years. On 2 years, time puts it exactly at the end of Donald Trump's term. 2 years exactly. You can't make this up. And here you have underneath the Republican president, we have here a national disaster that's going to be coming. Whether it's going to happen right before this president leaves or a little bit after. But it's going to take place and a great shaking is happening. I think there's going to be a major national disaster, but possibly an earthquake. But it's going to happen within the jurisdiction of the United States, and it's going to be very monumental, very, very bad. But here the winner card is reversed because America is not supposed to be winning. If you're thinking that things are supposed to be good right now, it's not. And here is why. Donald Trump, and I'm just telling you right now, Donald Trump was brought here not to be the champion of white people, like all the white people think, and all the people who voted for him and stuff like that. And in no capacity are we attacking white people, but in the context of what I'm explaining here, the mindset is that those people are like, oh, he's going to be our savior. He's going to come and save us. But here's the thing. Donald Trump is not going to save them. He's going to destroy them from within. He is the trumpet. He is the Trump. He's the guy who blows the horn of the new age. He's the guy who crumbled the system that they benefited from. In their mind, they thought that this person will save them, not realizing that their savior is the one that's going to be the one to take them down. Sometimes you need somebody like you to be in a position of power. And in that way, because they're so fixated on about themselves, what's better for me, that in that same return, this person only thinks about themselves. Therefore, you are at the beheading of their mercy. And if you are somebody who hasn't voted for Trump or anything like that, you're going to be okay. Relax. You're going to be fine. And I've said that multiple times on this video that as long as you voted for the right party, for the right individual, because this is back in, like, I think I told people back in 2023 or 2022 that depending on who you voted for in the 2024 election was going to determine your life. So if you voted the right way when the specific candidate came in, I didn't say Donald Trump, I didn't say Harris. I just said you're going to know about morals, more about who you are as a person. And once you start to experience that, your life is going to start to change drastically. It's going to shift. Whether you voted for the right side or for the wrong side, it's all about morality. And guess what? For those people who made the wrong choice, no matter if you change now, that doesn't matter. But guess what? When you voted in the 2024 election, your soul went with it. Your spirit went with that. You stole your soul. So those people who made the wrong decision, they're in a lot of hurt. And for those of them who decided to make no decision, that is still a decision. And that was something that I saw back in 2023 and 2022, that whoever voted in 2024, regardless if you did or didn't, whatever you voted for, even if you didn't cast that ballot, your soul will be tied to that decision for the rest of your life and even beyond. Right? Anyway, so we have Dennis here who wants to ask a specific question. When will this militaristic ICE invasion of Blue State end? It's not going to end for a very long time. I've said this multiple times on the channel. This is something that's been coming for a very long time. It's something that I saw. It's going to be taking place. So if you really want to know what is going to happen in the United States, look no further than the current structure of what happened in America's history at the beginning of the nation. That's all you got to do. Everything that America is going through right now is just a mirror reflection. I mean, think about it. Like, the Epstein Files, like the raping of kids, and the murder and the satanic and the cult and the rich, the elite, all that thing. Guess what? That was around during the beginning of the United States, so it makes complete sense why it happened now. Yes, it became very sleuth, very hidden at the beginning of the U.S., and then it started to expose itself towards the end as Pluto returned. As America go through Aries and Neptune, and Uranus and Aries, right? It starts to undergo that cycle. So if you really want to know how things are going to happen in the U.S., Donald Trump has to do, and I quote, every single thing a president before him, predecessor, himself included, had done before. So, for example, Donald Trump talked about Alien Sedition Acts. right? He already started floating the idea, the Monroe Doctrine. What's the Monroe Doctrine? What they call it? He hasn't done the Trail of Tears yet. They're already and talked about readmitting slavery into the U.S. Institutions again. So there is a lot that's going to be at play here. But America has to undergo all the bad things that every president has done in order to get out of it. Because we're just going through a mere reflection. So I want you to find, Dennis, a time period that feels the most like the time period when you want to know when will the military and ICE end. Find a time period where something of that nature happened in the U.S. and then time frame it. Those would be the key indicators. Remember, history repeats itself. Even if the leaders at the top don't realize, they are basically doing a satanic cult. They are basically doing a lot of magic and following, and they're just replicating like puppets. They don't realize it, that they're doing it, but there's a pattern to everything. And that's a pattern. That's a pattern. And you want to know, and it doesn't take a rocket science to figure this out. I'm not 100% a complete psychic. I'm just somebody who has pattern recognition down to the wire. So, for example, the camp. I've been talking about on the channel for the longest time that there was going to be concentration camps in the U.S. And how do I know it was going to be concentration camps? Because I knew America was going to go through fascism. It's something I saw in my vision. But I saw camps. And America had camps back in the 1940s. And because they solidified camps for Japanese Americans, I said to myself, okay, so if I know it's going to be Nazi Germany and America, and I know there were camps in the past of 1940s in the U.S., 1930s in the U.S., you put the two together, it's a concentration camp. It's just a mere reflection, just pattern recognition. Yep, it's internment camp. Yep, exactly. But this time it becomes a concentration camp. So, yeah. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense. I hope that's able to help you with pattern recognition. And I would have loved to teach some people about that, but unfortunately, we weren't able to have anybody do the arts and craft thing, so that's okay. So, in time, we're going to have the right crew with the right people doing it. But there's that. Okay, do you guys have any questions you want me to ask? If you have any questions, I can do it. So Pinky, or if you want to ask about Kristy Rogers, who disappeared from Florida, who named on the list. I don't think we should do the Epstein Files. I think we should do Ghislaine Maxwell instead. I know either you, Pinky, or somebody said about Ghislaine Maxwell's testimony. This is not okay, though. No, it's not okay, but it's something that is, I'm not saying it's supposed to happen, but it's like in the framework of the U.S. path and history, it's kind of going to happen. But here's the thing. Now here's the thing that I want to put out before we start the next part. Because everything matches very closely to the way the U.S. was. If you want to know how to defeat Donald Trump, just look at how the people, the protesters, reacted back then. How did people respond to the U.S. during that time period? How did Americans respond? Like, for example, during the Boston Tea Party riot, right? They attacked and killed many people. Look at what happened with ICE. I mean, it's a city with people who were protesting who were murdered. The same way it happened in the U.S. It's all parallel. To look at, if you want to know how to take down a president like this, look at the U.S. history. How do people respond and what was successful? And replicate it. If they're replicating everything else, it doesn't hurt to replicate how to go against them. Just saying. Food for thought. Okay, so I'll do Kristy Rogers right after Ghislaine Maxwell. Let me just take a look at her testimony. All right, so spiritual angels, tell me about Ghislaine Maxwell testimony. Ghislaine Maxwell testimony. Okay, there's a lot of cards here. Is Ghislaine Maxwell going to take the fifth? I'm hearing the word she's going to take a hit. That's what I'm hearing. The word hit. H-I-T-T. H-I-T-T. We have the high priestess here. We have the structure, the woman, the one who held the book. I'm here in the book because it means the woman who controlled information. She's the one who has information. The reason why this is important because you know how most women, when they're married, they're normally the one who carry like the finances book and they handle the finances part of the marriage. Well, Maxwell is the one who handles the information, so she has a lot of information. The top of deck is in the future, which is the Six of Cups reverse. We have here the next card that comes into Seven of Cups. I think she's very confused about what to do in the future, what her path is. And here you have is the Page of Cups. Wistful thinking, but it feels like a cautionary tale. So it's saying here that in the future she's very confused about what to do, and it means that she's going to be taking very cautious steps in the future, which means that she's going to be passing away soon. And here you have it, the Ten of Pentacles reverse. I don't think she's going to be able to reveal connections. She's going to die before her connections are revealed. So even though she has information, it doesn't look like she's able to reveal them. It makes a lot of sense, too, because if you watch a lot of my Ghislaine Maxwell videos, I'll put them in the link in the description and the comment section below, that it did indicate that it showed me what happened if she took the fifth and pleaded the fifth, and what would have happened if she just chose to be open and honest. And either way, she ended up dead. So in this instant, the fate has not changed for her. I don't see her alive to reveal information, but there's always a little bit of time for that to change. Again, this video is just for entertainment, educational purposes only as well. We have the Emperor card. And the Emperor card is coming in here. So there's somebody who's in control. We're talking about Ghislaine Maxwell, right? So Ghislaine Maxwell is, I almost feel like an escort. Like she's living like a king or a queen right now. Like she is above where she is. That's what it feels like. It's being followed by the Six of Wands here, which means that she's being carried. She's being escorted. I'm hearing the word transport. This is what the Six of Wands is coming here. So she's living like a king and a queen, being transported. The Hanged Man, which is a testimony, to be hanged upside down, to be criticized, to be ridiculed, to be questioned, to be at the testimony, to hang upside down, followed by the Six of Pentacles, which I heard the word HITT, which I don't know what that means. I'm going to ask my phone in a second. But it's the Six of Wands. There's justice here, but there's also payment. So it almost feels like, depending on who she interacts with, who either threatens her life, she could just say, hey, listen, I'm going to be killed regardless how this goes. I could either reveal and throw them under the bus, and they're going to kill me, and that makes them look suspicious, or I don't reveal it, and they kill me anyway, and then they get away with it, and I go under. I take the fall. So there is a lot of conflicting information about how she wants to do it and in what way she wants to go, but either way, she's going to be killed. Here you have is underneath the Six of Wands, after the transport in the testimony, the card that comes in is the Ten of Wands here. She's going to try to put her head down and just move forward. I almost feel like there's a lot of people blocking or transporting. Not transporting, but I almost feel like something's blocking, like there's a barricade. Like she has to push through that barricade. I don't know if she's like pushing through a crowd, if anything, or there's a lot of angry people. But it does feel like she has to push through some things. And because of that, she's already exhausted by the time she gets to the testimony. I don't know what that is about, but it feels like exhaustion and trying to push through an obstacle. But it's an obstacle because it's resistance against you. Here you have it, the Chariot card, which means the ambulance. Oh. Yeah, that would make sense. Maybe possibly somebody could hurt her, and based on her interaction as she makes her way into the testimony, she could be actually injured. This is the Chariot card. This is my ambulance card. This means fast-paced medical equipment, fast-paced medical movement. And here you have the Five of Swords reversed. It means not knowing when to walk away. Not knowing when to walk away. So like walk away from the master that she served. And that could be her downfall. That could be her downfall. Anything else, Spirit? Will she plead the fifth? Will Ghislaine Maxwell plead the fifth? We have the Ace of Cups. It falls on top of not knowing when to walk away, not knowing when to abandon your loyalties. It is the Ace of Cups. This means full blessing, means full on yes. So it looks like she's going to plead the fifth, but because she doesn't know her path and how to expose people and to like stand in her own power, it's going to be the thing that takes her down. This is the Ten of Storage here is reversed right now, but it's going to be the thing that takes her and shuts her mouth up because she has the information. The bottom deck is the king of swords. She's in power, she's in control right now, but eventually she's going to get something going in for the attack. This is the eight of wands here, and then here it is. She needs to have the strength to push through. The question that I wonder is she going to be able to push through this obstacle, this barricade, into the testimony? And that could also be the barricade, could also be her mouth being shut, like I almost feel like somebody put glue and she can't talk, but it's not physical glue, it's like metaphorical glue. Like her tongue is numb and she can't speak. Someone is either trying to stop her from like revealing information. But the question that we have now, will she be able to push through that? Will she be able to make her way in? That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm trying to understand here. All right, so we're going to ask about one person question here, which is, where is that girl's name? Oh, Kristy Rogers. Okay, we can talk about Kristy Rogers. Yeah, that's why I tried to do the art class to try to lift people's spirit, but it did not work. It did not work as intended. So I guess we're going to see if people come Wednesday. If not, I'm going to have to come up with a better solution. Okay, so Spirit Angel, tell me about Kristy Rogers. Okay, Spirit Angel, tell me about Kristy Rogers. What do we need to know about Kristy Rogers? Okay, we have the Knight of Pentacles. She is a part of the Epstein Files. Kristy Rogers, Epstein File. Queen of Swords. Seven of Wands. Pinky, are you still here? Is Kristy Rogers dead? Where's her energy? Who is Kristy Rogers? I believe it's the same girl. What a coincidence. The Empress reverse. Is she dead? It's reverse. The Tower card on top is the Tower. I feel like she's dead. Yeah, it looks like she's dead. Here we have it, the Four of Cups. This is the, so she goes missing August 1st, and there's a plane log with her name going to Dora Vance on August 1st. Yeah, it looks like she's dead. We have here, we have the Tower card, and we have the Four of Cups. It's because she refused to take whatever they were giving her. Because she refused, she died. So the way it worked, and I'm going to be very, like, and I did intensive readings on this. If you want to go ahead and watch some of the Epstein Files, but this is for entertainment, educational purposes only. I'm going to keep this very short and brief because I don't want it to be another long lecture explaining how it happened. But just to keep it short, we have here with the Knight of Pentacles a money offer. This is an offer for her. So somebody brought her. So that means that somebody took pictures of her, had an image, or like she was being passed around. Somebody brought her without her knowledge. So it feels like there was like a sense of kidnapping. So that means somebody was following her, and they took pictures and they posted it online and said, "Hey, do you want to buy her?" That's essentially what it got. It's almost like an animal thing where you go buy an animal online and they ship to your house. It's kind of like the same thing, but in this instant, instead of kidnapping a person and holding them until somebody buys them, what they do is they keep the person unaware at them watching them, and then they just take them off the street once we have a viable buyer for them. It's essentially what it's saying. We have here is we have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords just means that a woman was involved in the transfers. A woman wanted a specific person, specifically Kristy Rogers. It's being followed by the Seven of Wands here, which means that she put up barely any resistance. I wonder if she's really young. It doesn't feel like she was aware of danger or wasn't aware of her surrounding in any capacity, but it does feel like she was very, very unaware, and it could be due to immaturity or very young age. Underneath the Knight of Pentacles here, which is the buying process, we have the King of Wands, which means somebody was keeping an eye on her, and this was a male. So it means that there's like a approval process. It seems to be there's a hierarchy. So there's people that take pictures of and they send it to somebody at the higher up, and they're like, okay, is this person viable? Is this person not viable? This is the King of Wands. This is why I felt underneath the Knight of Pentacles. Under the Queen of Swords, though, we have the Queen of Cups. Right? The Queen of Swords is the one who ordered her, who brought her, who did the part of the transaction. This is the Queen of Cups. It's the same woman, but this time she got her in containment. The same woman in a different chair, but it doesn't matter. She contained her. So a woman brought her. And the male was the one who helped with the transition. So he approved her, she brought her, she got her into containment. She put up barely any fight, which is the 7 of Wands here with the Page of Swords. This normally means my vaccine card, but it's the fact that it's reversed. It also indicates bravery. It's reversed as well, so she wasn't brave or wasn't aware or couldn't fight. So I mean, because she could have been unconscious, could be like on drugs or something like that, but she was not in a capacity where she could defend herself. This Page of Swords card reversed also was the card that was for me for COVID with the vaccine and stuff like that. The fact that this comes in does tell me that there was some sort of drug abuse that was being used in Kristy Rogers' case. We have here in the final card, we're asking about her final outcome. It's the Four of Wands reversed. Because it is reversed, when it's upright, it means that two people on the soil, they're on the ground. That means that they are alive and walking and active. It's reversed, which means they are buried or no longer with us on the physical plane. And it's being emphasized by the Empress card, which is the female, the young woman, the young female, it has passed. And so if you've been with me for a while, you'll know that the card, when it's upright, when somebody's sitting in the seat, it means that they're in power, they're in control, they're alive, they're well, all these things. It's reversed. She's dead. This is the Empress card. I know that that was very short, that was very brief, but I just wanted to make sure we got to the point. So yeah, this video is just for entertainment and educational purposes only as well. Okay, let's cleanse the energy because that was a little dark. You know, a lot of things I said in this video were kind of dark, so there's that. So let me just do a quick cleansing for you guys. Cleanse any negative energy, any negative entities. Cleansing, and remove all negative entities, negative thoughts, negative beings from our lives. Removing, removed. All right. Okay, then we have one last final question, at least that we're going to do. Actually, you know what? Screw that. We're going to do a separate video. We're not going to do it now because I'm exhausted. But if anybody had a couple more questions they want me to answer, this is the time to go ahead and put it in. We're not going to talk about the economy and the stock market in this video. I feel like that should be a separate video for you guys. We'll do a live reading on that where you guys can actually ask questions live in terms of the stock market and the economy. And we're not doing that now because I am exhausted. But go ahead, guys, ask some final questions, and then we'll finish up the video. In the meantime, I'm going to clean my table. I have a lot of stuff here. I even have stuff that I did for the Bill Clinton video. Let's just, if you haven't watched it already, you probably should. You probably should. All right. Dennis, Debbie, Pinky, anybody here? Does anybody want to ask any questions? This will be the time to do it. Taurus, are you still here? You know what? Let's talk about Iran. Let's talk about Iran. That's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about Iran. Yeah, let's talk about Iran. Why not? What was that? Don't know what that was. All right, so Spirit Angels tell me about Iran. It's okay, Debbie, don't worry. Tell me about Iran and the United States. What is going on in Iran right now? My friend is from Iran. I'm worried. If you guys want to go ahead and watch some of my Iran videos that I covered in the past, go to the bottom in the description below, and I do have some videos linked to Iran. Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups. And we're talking about Iran and the U.S. relationship together. This is the Ace of Cups. This means that at one point Iran was a hustling, bustling country and had a lot going for it until the invasion. Now a lot of people are struggling, trying to get out of poverty, trying to get out of a situation. This is the Six of Swords. So something came in, this is a challenge. What the Sun card, which means it went dark. So it means Iran went through a dark period. Went through an amazing front, and then something came in and invaded, which was the United States. Again, this is just telling us the history aspect here. It goes on top of the Six of Swords. That just basically means Iran goes through a period of darkness, but the people are trying to get out of it. Now, when you start to look at the United States and then more further in with the dynamic and what's going on with Iran, we have a decision has been decided with the darkness that has been clouding Iran. It's the Hermit. The light has been brought back in again for the first time in Iran. That means that Iran is going through change, and that light is igniting that passion. The people are done. So, again, the story here was Iran went through a positive period. The United States invaded. Because of that darkness came, the people have been trying to get out of this darkness for a very long time. A decision has been finalized in Iran that is to get out of the darkness. And it's being followed by the Hermit card, which means the light has been shown. The people are starting to wake up and try to get out of it. And it's being coupled with the Two of Cups reversed. It means that the institution, the government, the structure of Iran is coming towards an end. It's coming towards an end. I don't really feel like the U.S. can be involved in this situation. It does feel like this is something that can't be done with Iran. Something is changing with Iran, and it's altering everything. But it doesn't feel like the U.S. is here. Let me just see. Is the United States involved or going to be involved with Iran in any capacity? In any capacity. I'm hearing the word using the wrong card. Okay, I'm wrong. So they are in there. The U.S. is there. Makes sense, because this is the history of Iran. We have here, people have decided in Iran they want out of the darkness. Underneath, the people trying to escape. This is the Ace of Wands. They're under authoritarian leader who's preventing them from having the power to get out of this situation, feeling like they are helpless. And, the tournament has people in Iran have made a decision that they want out. They don't want to be a part of this, regardless if they have the power or not to do so. The devil is here, the oppressor. They're done with the oppression. They're done. They don't want it anymore. That's why the devil card is here. And underneath the Hermit card is that they're not going to be betrayed. So even if the U.S. is here, it does look like the U.S. is going to be part of that exited. I almost feel like they don't want to be a part of the United States. They don't see the United States as beneficiary, but more as like a catalyst for keeping and removing power from the people. So it looks like there's going to be a forcing out of the United States out of Iran. And here I'm getting told to look at the star here. They're telling me to look at the star. Now, if you turn it upside down, it's a regular star, right? But it also looks like the star of another country that's nearby. But it is telling me here that there is influences that's trying to prevent the people from rising up and to get a better life for themselves, to remove themselves from that darkness. It does look like the people in Iran will be able to achieve that. So this is a very, very positive card for the people of Iran, and it doesn't look very positive for the United States. However, we do have the Chariot card. We're asking about whether or not the United States will come in to influence Iran. The Chariot card does indicate that there is a military advancement. This is fast-paced movement, and this is domestic. So fast-paced movement domestically, but not internationally. That's why the Two of Wands is reversed. This means more on a world level stage. It means the U.S. is moving internally, as if it's approaching and hurting Iran, but it doesn't feel like it's moving directly where it has direct confrontation. The top of the deck here is we have the Six of Cups reversed. It means in the future, we have here a decision hasn't been made. So it doesn't look like the U.S. at the moment is going to go to war with Iran. It does look like there is movement internally. in the U.S. that is making moves, but it's not one that is solidified or a decision has been made yet. So no. That's some good news for the people I ran, at least. Some positive cards. Okay. I then nicely want to know, how will Trump react to the Bad Bunny performance at the Super Bowl? Will result in a midnight rant. Well, he already ranted on Truth Social, honestly. So I can just do a blind reading. I don't know what he said. I just know that somebody posted about him ranting like immediately right after he got on the stage that Donald Trump posted already. But I could just see how he feels if that helps you. But I think it's pretty obvious how he really feels. So Spirit Angels, tell me about Donald Trump versus Bad Bunny at the NFL Super Bowl. The Ten of Cups, okay. The Death card. The Ten of Swords, reverse. Okay, it's just how he feels. Okay, okay. I'm actually really surprised by this. This is the Hermit card reverse. I mean darkness. So how did he feel? Very dark. He doesn't feel like a very good person. I mean, why would he? The top deck is the Lovers card. I think he wants like Bad Bunny's attention. That's what it feels like. He feels like he wants his attention. He'll stop at nothing to get that attention. He wants Bad Bunny to flatter him. It doesn't look like Donald Trump hates Bad Bunny. I feel like he listened to his music. It was what was it called? It was the Benito Bowl. I don't even know what that is, but that sounds interesting. It sounds like a nice piece of food or whatnot. We have the Ten of Cups here, and we're asking about how does Donald Trump feel about the NFL with Bad Bunny. It's the Ten of Cups, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, so this is the happy mood, followed by the Death card, which means rebirth, reinvigorating something. So something is resurfacing, and it's followed by the Ten of Swords, reverse. Like, it almost feels like it's very weird. It's very weird. Underneath the Ten of Cups, we have the Hanged Man. He feels very conflicted. Very conflicted about how he feels about Bad Bunny. It's almost like he doesn't want to criticize Bad Bunny, but yet he feels politically it's the right decision, but mentally and, he doesn't feel like he does. And here's the Three of Cups reverse. The Three of Cups reverse is like the death. It's not the end of me. It's like, I wish we didn't have to come to this. It's kind of like what it feels like. Because we have the Ten of Swords reverse, followed by the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands means like, I approve. And that would explain why the Ten of Swords is reversed. I almost feel like he's lying to the people around him, saying, oh, I can't believe that, he did that. We don't feel like genuinely, internally, it feels like Donald Trump actually likes Bad Bunny's music. He just can't do it because it's not politically correct or whatever his nature is. But it does feel like Donald Trump likes Bad Bunny. He likes his music. He's just doing it politically. It's just all political motive. But doesn't look like Donald Trump hates the guy in any capacity. It doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like, I feel like he's lying about how he feels. Actually, this is a great question, Nicey. Great question. Entirely different than what I thought it was going to be. Entirely different. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. The Lovers card. Okay, interesting. Let me just read to you guys what Donald Trump apparently said about Bad Bunny. Just so you guys kind of see it. Trump response to NFL Bad Bunny. Okay. He called it disgusting. That's apparently what it says online. Donald Trump said it was absolutely terrible. We all know Donald Trump is a well-known liar, so, I mean, are we really that surprised that he said that to begin with? But we all know he's lying because Donald Trump does lie and lie and lie. And we all know that Donald Trump does have some sort of bisexual tendencies and homoerotic tendencies, so would it be surprising if he had feelings for Bad Bunny in that regard? He said, and I quote, "The Super Bowl halftime show is absolutely terrible. One of the worst ever. It makes no sense. It is an affront to the greatness of America and doesn't represent our standard of success, creativity, or excellence. Trump wrote, "Nobody understands a word this guy is saying, and the dancing is disgusting, especially for young children that are watching throughout the United States and all over the world." And that is what Donald Trump said on his thing. It was really, really bizarre reading, but that was the Hollywood Reporter thing. But that is literally what Donald Trump basically said in terms of his thoughts on Truth Social. Bad Bunny went live during the NFL, but really interesting, rather. This is definitely different than what I thought. Tupac was event with a flop. Turning Point USA, yeah, I figured it was going to be a flop. It makes sense. Suddenly, Mr. Night Guy, kind of like when Mom and Diamond was in the White House. Yep, that's exactly how it feels with Donald Trump and Bad Bunny. It feels like kind of similar to the dynamic of where Donald Trump was attacking Mom and Diamond until they met in the White House, and then everything was all good. So I expect a relationship similar to that nature, if that ever happened, where Bad Bunny makes his way over to the White House, which I don't think he will because of safety issues, but it does look like, it does feel like that in some capacity. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I agree. It doesn't make any sense in any capacity about that, but I feel like Donald Trump's response was very flat, like compared to all his other responses about attacking other people. This one felt very low. It didn't feel like it was very enthusiastic. It felt very flat and overall. So it doesn't look like he was very passionate about the words he was saying about Bad Bunny anyway. If the game's still gone, I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't play sports. I did not watch the NFL at all. I know he's crazy. I understand. He's crazy indeed. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Get to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, peace out. And thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate the time you guys spend on here. Expect a new video out soon. Thank you all of you guys. Thank you truly so much. Love you.